You know, some mysteries begin in darkness, others begin in the quiet apartment of someone the whole country once knew. Zoya Fyodorova was one of the most famous actresses of Soviet cinema. Her life had already been filled with dramatic twists, fame, political scandal, prison, and a return to the screens. But in 1981, her story ended in a way no one expected. She was found shot dead in her Moscow apartment. There were no signs of struggle, almost nothing was stolen, and her killer was never officially identified. This third investigation explores the hidden story behind the mysterious death of Soviet film star Zoya Fyodorova. So let's have a look. What truly happened that day with Zoya Fyodorova and who was responsible for her murder? Okay, so what I see here is that the final chapter of Zoe Fyodorova's life carried the feeling of quiet tension before an unexpected rapture. In the hours before the tragedy occurred, the atmosphere appears calm, almost ordinary. There is a sense of routine and familiarity, as though nothing in the environment suggests that something dramatic was about to happen. This calmness suggests that the person who entered her home apartment was not a stranger. The energy surrounding the encounters encounter feels very open rather than defensive, as if the door was willingly opened to someone she recognized or trusted. Yet the situation quickly changed. The moment of violence appears sudden and emotionally charged. The event carries the energy of shock and regret, suggesting that something may have escalated unexpectedly during the interaction. What began as a conversation or meeting um, may have transformed into confrontation within moments. And the motive does not feel random. Instead, the atmosphere around the situation points toward matters connected to value, possibly money, possessions, legacy, or something material that holds significance. There is also a strong impression that the victim was associated with people who operated within complicated social or financial circles. These connections may have brought individuals into her life whose intentions were not always clear. One figure stands out clearly in the energy of the story. A person who appears confident, determined, and somewhat impulsive. This individual may have been used to talking, used to taking risks and acting quickly, sometimes without fully considering the consequences. Um, However, the presence of deeper shadows in the story suggests that this person may not have been entirely alone in the situation. There, there are signs of pressure, influence, or hidden dynamics that may have shaped the events leading up to the crime. The investigation itself appears to have encountered barriers. The atmosphere surrounding the aftermath suggests that certain truth may have drifted away quietly, carried off by silence or by people who prefer not to reveal what they knew. At the same time, the story does not feel completely lost. There is a sense that the real answer still exists, somewhere within the network or relationships that surrounded her life. In the end, the tragedy seems to reflect a fragile moment where trust met hidden tension, a meeting that ended, ended in a sudden and irreversible decision. Subscribe to the channel.